For the past few harrowing days, Coronation Street viewers have been gripped by the terrifying possibility that Carla Connor's fate had already been sealed. Locked away, silenced, and completely at the mercy of a woman with nothing left to lose, the factory boss appeared closer than ever to becoming another tragic statistic in Becky Swain's spiraling reign of terror. Carla has endured more than her fair share of trauma over the years, but this ordeal has pushed her to the very edge. Secretly imprisoned in a cramped airing cupboard, bound and gagged, she was utterly powerless as Becky's dangerous obsession reached chilling new extremes. The tension has been unbearable, with every episode raising the horrifying question: would Carla be found alive or not at all? Becky Swain, believed dead until her shock return last summer, has been operating with ruthless determination ever since clawing her way back into Weatherfield. Convinced the life she once had was stolen from her, Becky has become fixated on reclaiming her estranged wife, Lisa Swain, no matter the cost. And in Becky's twisted mind, there was one person standing squarely in her way. Carla wasn't just Lisa's partner, she was her emotional anchor. Worse still for Becky, Carla had begun piecing together the truth behind Becky's supposed death and her recent criminal behavior. That made her a threat, and Becky does not tolerate threats. When Becky caught Carla snooping through her flat in search of evidence, she didn't hesitate. In a terrifying instant, Carla was overpowered and hidden away, while Becky calmly took control of her phone and fabricated a cover story. Lisa, along with Carla's friends and family, were led to believe that she had flown off alone to Lanzarote for some much-needed rest. With no reason to suspect foul play, Carla's disappearance went unquestioned, exactly as Becky intended. Inside the cupboard, however, Carla refused to give up. Even as hope dwindled, she seized one fleeting chance to escape. But it was cruelly snatched away when Becky caught her mid-attempt, brutally reinforcing her control. Worse still, Becky twisted the knife by threatening to withhold Carla's vital anti-rejection medication, fully aware that doing so could be fatal. It was a calculated act of psychological torture, letting nature take its course, while keeping her hands clean. But Becky had underestimated Carla's resilience. In a moment of remarkable bravery and quick thinking, Carla managed to send a cryptic message to Becky Swain, Sydney Martin, cleverly disguising her exact location as a hotel name and suite number. 3 seemingly random words, yet enough to spark alarm. Once Betsy decoded the message and alerted the authorities, the walls began closing in. Realizing that DC Kit Green was now dangerously close to uncovering the truth, Becky panicked. By the time Kit stormed the flat, Carla was gone. The cupboard stood empty, and fear set in fast. Had Becky already gone too far? In tonight's gripping episode, Kit refused to back down. Haunted by the thought that he might already be too late, he intensified the search, following every lead with mounting dread. His investigation eventually led him to a desolate stretch by the canal, an ominous location that raised the horrifying possibility that Becky had disposed of Carla's body in the water. For a moment, it seemed the worst had happened. But fate wasn't finished yet. Kit's attention was drawn to a nearby shipping container, its presence suspiciously out of place. Acting on instinct, he broke the lock, and finally discovered Carla inside. What condition she was in, and whether help arrived in time, is a moment the show wisely leaves viewers to witness for themselves. Meanwhile, Becky's carefully constructed lies began to unravel. As she drove with Lisa and Betsy in the car, a single phone call changed everything. Lisa, finally hearing the truth, felt the last of her doubts vanish. Demanding that Becky pull over immediately, the confrontation caused a fatal distraction. Panic erupted inside the vehicle as Betsy screamed a warning at the road ahead. This shocking moment propels the storyline straight into the explosive Corriedale crossover, where a devastating multi-vehicle crash will leave lives hanging in the balance and claim at least one. As chaos erupts, the questions are unavoidable. Will Lisa and Betsy survive long enough to reunite with